How's it going, everyone? My name is TheStarkz, and welcome to a brand new Death Stranding video. Today, I'm going to be talking about something that I found very interesting. Now, I found this article yesterday night, and I was going to record yesterday, but didn't get the opportunity to, unfortunately. So I'm recording it for today, and it's going to upload probably tomorrow for Sunday. And this article kind of highlights some very interesting things that I find from Metacritic. Now, the article is called Death Stranding User Score Spikes as Metacritic Removes Over 6,000 Negative Ratings. Now, this is, of course, a Push Square article, which I will have linked in the description below for you to read on your own. But it states that Death Stranding has been a hit with most critics, but the game was rather predictably review bombed over on Metacritic by users. As is often the case with titles that end up dividing opinion for whatever reason, a tug of war very quickly ensued, with many users awarding the game a perfect 10, while others slapped it with a big fat 0. It wasn't long before the overall user score dropped to around 5.1. The same user score has spiked dramatically over the last 24 hours, technically the last 48 hours now that it's been 2 days. However, as explained on Reddit, it appears as though over 6,000 negative ratings have been removed by the site, causing the score to jump. Death Stranding now sits at a user score of 7.4, and of course this isn't the first time that Metacritic has tidied up its user scores, and it likely won't be the last. We still struggle to wrap our heads around why people would waste their time doing this to begin with. Now, that's an opinion piece, and the reason why I say that's an opinion piece at the bottom there is because I don't know how Metacritic in particular can differentiate between a genuine review or not. Like, I don't know if how many staff are under Metacritic. I don't know who functions Metacritic or what it's under, and who is hired, a hired employee who reviews scores. But I've read a couple from user scores, and they've said that they're trying to call out Metacritic for their horse crap censorship, because apparently they deleted a review from this guy. And I'll post a photo of the review, honestly, from what this person put. But I find it interesting because I'm going over this, and actually since 24 hours ago, literally, because I'm recording this at 7 o'clock right now, their user score actually went down 0.1%. It's actually now at 7.3, and overall there's about 12,401 ratings, which I'm sure will either increase or decrease depending on what happens over the next couple of days or whenever you watch this. And by the information regarding user reviews, it says that there are about 4,100 positive reviews. Meanwhile, 277 people are left mixed, and a huge number of 1,692 people think that are rated the game negatively, which I think is a huge number. I mean, not necessarily, and I don't understand how this would rate or equate to 12,000, because obviously that's about 6,000, maybe 500 and something, 6,000. So actually not even 6,000, about 6,000 user reviews. So I don't know if that actually counts as well as the critic reviews, but essentially there are 82 positive ones, 19 mixed, and 3 negative. And I find it very interesting because obviously these reviews are way different from the critic reviews, which actually kind of makes me think and wonder why there aren't as many critic reviews. I mean, overall, I'd say there's about 100, maybe 104, 105, a little over 100 critic reviews overall. Meanwhile, user scores have been, like I just said, 6,000 reviews, with the exception of this 12,000 ratings, which I don't know how much that really applies to this overall number. But nonetheless, I find it interesting that the score has been going up and down. It makes me wonder how Metacritic also censors some of these reviews. Like, how do they differentiate between a review that's genuine and not? But overall, I find it interesting. I wanted to make up some form of excuse to talk about Death Stranding because I haven't played the game since I've made my last video regarding it. I think over a couple of weeks now, because I've been hooked on Star Wars. I'm actually at 81%. I have about 5 more trophies for that game, so I'm trying to get the Platinum Trophy because I'm a lot more serious about getting Platinum Trophies, more so than I have ever been before, for whatever reason. And I'm interested because a lot of people, now that the game has been out for over a month, I guess within 2 days from now, it'll be out for over a month. And the fact that people have very mixed opinions makes me want to play this game even more, but I can't get over the fact of how bored I am when I play. Now, this isn't an objective fact. This is a subjective fact. I don't know if there could be such things as subjective facts, but for the sake of my own experience, I'm not really enjoying the game, which is why I put it down to play other games like Concrete Genie as well as Star Wars, because I felt like those were a lot more better games, in terms of fun and entertainment than Death Stranding. Like, listen, Death Stranding definitely has some good graphics. It has a cool licensed soundtrack, and audio design. Performances are cool. Odd product placement, which I've mentioned on Twitter several times now, but overall the story is kind of dull, and the world is just completely nothing, honestly. And I suppose that is supposed to be a part of the experience, but when you have an open world game, it's hard to insinuate and to tell your audience that this is a game of isolation and nothing, because it really isn't, and to say like this is a game that you're supposed to play and have fun, because how am I supposed to have fun with a game that's nothing, right? So it's hard for me to really enjoy the game. I am gonna play it once I beat or fully complete Star Wars, which might take me a long time because one trophy got glitched, but nonetheless, let me stop talking about other games. In terms of Death Stranding though, like, I find these user scores interesting because they're a lot more, they seem a lot more honest in respects to, obviously, because like I've mentioned, there's 6,000 reviews overall, and meanwhile the critic scores is about like 100 and a couple, right? Which kind of shows you how, once the regular everyday consumer gets their hands on something, they are going to put as much feedback into it because they are the ones that probably purchase the games over the critics. I'm sure people are given review copies which they don't pay for at all, and so for people to, consumers who have to pay from their own pocket to provide these feedback, I feel like these are a lot more genuine than critics in a way. And I'm not trying to bash the critics or Metacritic score, Metacritic for their censorship, but it seems as though people are upset that their reviews are being censored and deleted, because like I've been trying to say for the past 5 minutes, how are you supposed to differentiate between a genuine review or not, right? So it's crazy to me that on this Push Square article, they could tell me that 6,000 total reviews have been deleted. Like, how do you manage that? Because a 5.1 user score is awful, right? And maybe those were genuine reviews. I'm not trying to say that they aren't, or aren't genuine, because how can I, you know what I mean? Like, how could I be the one to determine that, right? So I find that very interesting. Overall, though, I'm curious to wonder what you guys have to think, say about this. I guess Metacritic's way in handling some of these user scores, and the overall 7.3 right now user score that Death Stranding has over the 82% critic Metascore that it has. Have you finished the game? Because I know a lot of people have finished the game since then, and I haven't, but let me know your overall thoughts about the game. Try to keep spoilers at a minimum because I haven't played the game, but of course, if you want to talk about the story and interested in letting me know your overall thoughts, please feel free to do so in the comment section below. And of course, subscribe to my channel if you're new, and like the video and share it with friends, because that obviously supports my my overall YouTube channel. And with that being said, of course, I've been TheStarkz. Thank you very much for watching. Peace.